Hey guys, Colt Gray and his father Colin appeared in court this morning. I'm going to share a little bit about what happened in court, and then I'm going to share some short video clippets from the hearings. Now, Colt appeared in shackles, and he had his head down most of the time and his hair covering his face. When he spoke, you could barely hear him, and the only time he did speak was to address with a yes sir to the judge. Colt learned that because he is a minor, he will not be facing the death penalty for killing the 2 teachers and 2 students at Appalachia High School. He was told that the sentencing could include life with the possibility of parole or life without the possibility of parole. Now, the judge originally mentioned death was a possibility, but he went back and corrected that and said that the death penalty was not included. Colt and his attorney did not ask for any bond during the hearing. Now, 54-year-old Colin entered the courtroom and he sobbed the whole time. He was rocking back and forth the whole time during his first appearance, and this was in the Barrow County courtroom. He cried as he heard his charges, which I said in a previous video include 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter, 2 counts of second-degree murder, and 8 counts of cruelty to children. He answered yes to all the questions he was asked, and he also told the judge that he completed high school up to 11th grade and then got his GED. He was told he could face up to 30 years in prison for each felony murder count and 10 years for each involuntary manslaughter and cruelty to children charges, and that would be a maximum of 180 years. He is expected to appear back in court on December 4th. I'm not sure when Colt is going to be back in court. The family members of the victims were also in the courtroom during the time of the hearing, and they just stared at the 2 of them while the 2 just had their head down the whole time and made no eye contact with anybody except for the judge when they had to. Reportedly, dozens of emotional family members that filled the courtroom for both appearances. I can't even begin to imagine how they felt seeing the 2 people responsible for their loved ones' murders. This still just breaks my heart. And my gosh, guys, there were so many school lockdowns and cancellations today. It just blows my mind. Anyway, here are the 2 videos, which are super short, of the 2 hearings this morning. For more content, be sure to click the follow button and to visit my website at www.truecrimewithmegan.com.
Are we ready, counsel, to begin and bring the defendant in?
State's ready, Your Honor.
All right.
Defense is ready.
All right. All right, good morning, sir. Are you Mr. Colt Gray?
Sir.
My name is Curry Mingledorf. I'm assigned to preside over this morning's proceedings. Mr. Gray, I do need to inquire as to whether you're able to read and write the English language.
Yes, sir.
All right. I also want to inform you, I want to ask you, do you understand that you have the right to be represented by an attorney in these proceedings?
Yes, sir.
And you are, in fact, represented today, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Zane Harmon, you're here on behalf of this defendant, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
I want to inform you of the charges that you currently face. In essence, you are charged with 4 counts of felony murder, as outlined in the state warrants that have been issued against you. I want to make you aware that the maximum penalty for felony murder, so for each count, the maximum penalty is that you could be punishable by death, by imprisonment for life, without parole, or by imprisonment for life, with the possibility of parole. If you have any questions about these charges, then I would urge you to discuss those with your attorney. I would invite you, Mr. Harmon, to inform the court as to whether there's a request for bond at this time.
At this time, Your Honor, there is not a request for bond.
Counsel, could you approach, please? I have this, let's see, I need to scratch this out. This document that discusses bond and gives the date of the preliminary hearing, and I guess I could sign that, and he can just get a copy of it. And then the warrants are attached to that. So I would like for him to sign it. Please. I want to certainly acknowledge the presence of our district attorney, Mr. Brad Smith. He's assisted by his chief assistant, Patricia Brooks. Is there anything else, counsel, that the court needs to address that I have neglected to address?
No, Your Honor.
No, sir, not at this time.
All right. I do want to thank those who are in the gallery who have an interest and who have appeared. I appreciate the decorum that has been maintained throughout this proceeding, or both of these proceedings today.